A restaurant threatens to add a surcharge when your children don't behave at the establishment. An Italian woman went to court to evict her two sons, and an old Indian man lit himself on fire because the tea was late. These are the weird stories for Monday on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast hosted by a comedian in a closet. It's sometimes funny, it's always informative. A restaurant is going to charge parents a fee if their children don't behave at the restaurant. They're going to charge you for poor parenting, it says. I'm okay with this. I'm okay if you have a fee for adults that can't behave at the restaurant. I'm okay if you charge a fee towards any child, adult, even an animal that ruins my dining experience. I don't know if you guys have seen the price of dining out in the U.S. lately, but it's very unaffordable. Yeah, it's quite expensive. So if you ruin that for me, yeah, you get a fee. I'm okay with it. And how about we all agree? No pets. Don't bring your pets to restaurants and breweries. I'm pretty sick of it. Let's get into the story. It's out of Blue Ridge, Georgia. Sounds like a lovely place to raise some misbehaving children. A restaurant in Georgia has stirred up some controversy with a long-standing surcharge that calls into question some customers' parenting skills these days. The name of the place is the Toccoa Riverside Restaurant. They add a $50 surcharge on bills of families whose children don't behave while at the establishment. Okay, let's find out what the definition of don't behave at the establishment. Are you going to draw the line at just being noisy and not being able to sit in your seat? The restaurant's owner is Tim. He told the media that this charge is not new. It actually began during the COVID-19 pandemic. A warning is posted at the bottom of the Toccoa's menu that reads, quote, adult surcharge for adults unable to parent. And then there's $3 signs next to it. The menu with the surcharge warning is posted on the restaurant's website as well. I'm not sure how you guys feel about this, but as a customer, having seen kids run amok while the parents just stare like zombies at their smartphones during dinner, I support this completely. I've seen kids do crazy stuff at restaurants, and the parents just allow it, from throwing a football to trying to grab the fish in the koi pond. I mean, if you're going to bring your children out into a dining experience that includes the public, control your crotch goblins, bro. That's all I'm going to say. Control your crotch goblins. Now, the owner, Tim, says he's never had to actually issue this $50 surcharge to any customer as of yet, and he never had to use it as a threat to control children until rather recently, when a family came in with some kids who he said were, quote, running all over the restaurant. Yeah, that's common. They run all over the restaurant. They run along the waiters' toe tops, causing havoc. I'm sure, the wait staff is just completely thrilled when kids are just running all over the restaurant and screaming, right? Lindsay thought Tim was joking when he told her of this charge. Lindsay's from Florida. Ooh, it's a Florida parent. You can just imagine how these kids are behaving. Lindsay was at the restaurant with her husband and 4 other families. In all, there were 11 children aged 3 to 8 years old. What a nightmare. I wouldn't want to be there dining anywhere in the same vicinity of 11 children ages 3 to 8 at a restaurant. Now it says here, after dessert, some of the adults took the kids down by the river. That's a treat for them. They can finally go to a body of water that there isn't going to be the threat of alligators ripping off their toes. That's when Tim approached the table. Now, this woman said she thought Tim was coming over to commend her on how well her children were behaving. Instead, she said he was going to charge $50 per bill at the table because she said he told her they were being, quote, too loud and that the kids were running around outside, despite having adults with them. Now, according to Tim, he never added the surcharge to their bills. It was just a warning. But this woman's husband posted a review of this place on Google about a week ago, giving the restaurant a 1-star review, and that went viral. And that's why we're having this story here on Weird AF News today, because people have been talking about it, weighing in on whether this is okay or not to charge a fee, or even to threaten to charge a fee for children at your restaurant that might be a little out of control. Now, in this instance, it seems strange because the children were outside at the river. when they were running around, and he was, for some reason, upset about that. I don't know what's going on. Is there outdoor dining near the river? I think we need more information about the layout of the restaurant. But, I kind of lean towards the owner on this one. But what about you guys? Do you feel like it's okay to add a surcharge if the children are out of line? I'd love to see Denny's do this next. I covered a story on here about possible no kids section in airplanes. So, and I'm for that as well. I mean, I made it very clear how I feel about kids on here. But what do you guys think? Call the show 646-450-2012. An Italian woman went to court to evict her two sons aged 40 and 42. The proportion of Italian adults living with their parents has long been high, but one mother was recently forced to take some drastic action after her two sons, both in their 40s, refused to abandon the comforts of the family home. The woman is 75 years old and lives in the northern Italian city of Pavia. The woman had grown pretty weary of having to maintain her sons, 40 and 42, and on several occasions tried to convince these boys to find a more autonomous living arrangement, especially as each of them had their own job. The woman says, quote, "But neither of them wanted to know. But neither of them wanted to know." I don't know what this sentence means. I think she meant, but neither of them wanted to leave. But neither of them wanted to be away from your cooking every day. But neither of them wanted to do their own laundry. I mean, I don't know what she's trying to say here, but the quote is, "But neither of them wanted to know." According to the local media, the mother was annoyed that her sons did not contribute to the household expenses or the chores. How do you not contribute to the expenses when you're both working full-time? Unacceptable. How do you not contribute to the chores? You leave these to your 75-year-old mother? What's wrong with you? The woman took them to court, and I don't blame her. This culminated with a Pavia judge sympathizing with her plight and issuing an eviction notice against both of these men. All right, way to go, judge. This poor 75-year-old Italian lady having to cook and clean and do these guys' laundry. Meanwhile, they're working full-time jobs. They don't even contribute to the expenses of the household. Now, in her ruling, the judge said that while these men still living at home were initially warranted due to the, quote, obligation of the parent to provide maintenance, it was no longer justifiable, given the fact that they were over 40. The men have until the 18th of December to get the hell out of there. Merry Christmas, guys. It says almost 70% of people in Italy aged between 18 and 34 still live at home with their parents, according to 2022 data, with the majority, 72%, being men, compared with 66% of women. Wow, 70% of people in Italy between the ages of 18 and 34 still live at home with their parents. I'd imagine it's probably a little less than that in the U.S. A 2019 study found that of the young adults living at home, 36% were students, 38% had a job, and 23% were still searching for one. Doesn't mention the 3% that are telling their mother that they're looking for work, but aren't really looking for work. And then the 1% who are like, "Mamma mia, I told you, I wasn't fired from IKEA, I was laid off, mama." Although there has always been a culture in Italy of multiple generations living under one roof, the number of young adults staying longer in the family home has risen in recent years, mostly as a result of very tough economic conditions and the lengthy amount of time it takes to find a stable job in Italy. Now, it turns out this situation is so ubiquitous that there's a term, bambozioni, which means big babies. It's used to mock adults still living with their parents, and suggests that some do it for the convenience of free room and board. Oh, damn you, bambozionis, taking advantage of your old Italian mother. While an eviction notice is rare, there have been cases in Italy of parents being taken to court by their adult children who still expect some financial support. In one case in 2020, Italy's Supreme Court rejected the appeal of a 35-year-old part-time musician who argued that his $20,000 income wasn't enough to live off, and he needed money from his parents to do so. His case was rejected, with the court ruling that young adults do not have an automatic right to parental financial support. Good job. Well, I mean, at least they got some sensible judges over there, not awarding this individual financial restitution and telling these two 40-year-olds to get the hell out of the family home. I'm wondering if these two boys we're allowed any sort of visitation rights during Thanksgiving and Christmas. What do you think? Want to create a podcast? Spotify's platform lets you easily make, record, distribute a podcast everywhere, even earn a little bit of money, all in one place too, for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters. You record and edit on your phone or your computer. You send it to Spotify, and everywhere podcasts can be heard. They even have video podcasting options. Spotify for Podcasters allows you to earn money with ads and subscriptions as well. Best of all, it's free. Try it. Download Spotify for Podcasters or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your life, man. An Indian man set himself on fire because the tea was late. I'll take major overreactions for 1,000, Alex. This unbelievable guy lights himself on fire because the tea was late. A 65-year-old man allegedly poured petrol and set himself on fire after a fight over a delay in serving him tea in Uttar Pradesh's Banda district. Avad Kishore allegedly had a fight with his daughter and daughter-in-law over a delay in serving him tea. All right. So this was family members that let him down? He's just going to light himself on fire? There's going to be a lot of therapy for these two daughters. What the heck, man? His family said that Avad Kishore was reeling under stress for some time over some domestic disputes. Okay, so he's going through some shit. Guy, we're all going through some stuff right now. All right? You know, you don't got to light yourself on fire. His wife was also living at her parents' place, but his married daughter used to live with him. On Thursday, Avad asked his daughter and daughter-in-law for some tea. When it was late, he got upset, leading to an argument between them. He then poured petrol and set himself on fire. Just poured. I'll show you. I mean, if this is your idea of a mic drop moment, bro, I got news for you. You lost. Yeah, you lost. Come on, man. All right, well, he was rushed to a hospital where he later died, according to police, and further investigations are ongoing. That's the end of the article. We got no other information. What's the argument about? Why do you have petrol next to you, like at your tea station? I don't understand that. I got so many questions. I mean, no matter how you slice it, though, I mean, this was just an unreasonable reaction. I mean, how could late tea get you this fired up? You know what I mean? I mean, how hot are you going to get over bad service, bro? Really? Just be happy that anybody's bringing you tea, whether it's late or not. No one makes and brings me tea. It's very rare. I would love two young women to bring me tea, make me tea. We're going to be a little late with the tea. No problem. It's no problem. Bring it half an hour, an hour. It's no problem. I'm not going to light my hair on fire because you're going to bring me late tea. I'm just pleased that two young women are bringing me tea. Well, I guess we're never going to know what these two ladies did to piss him off like this. I mean, what did they do to get in such hot water? I don't know. But he... come on, guys. The puns. Don't you want puns? But you don't want fire puns? What about some fire singing? Wait inside the fire. We didn't make the tea, so he lit himself on fire at the table. Yay! Hi, my loyal listeners and friends of the Weird AF News podcast. Thanks for spending a little time with me on this Monday episode. I hope you had an awesome weekend. I want to thank everybody who reached out to me over the weekend, and I hope you enjoyed that Florida Friday episode. It was a doozy, as the kids say. Did the kids say that? I don't think they do. I think they say it's fire. Oh, there's a lot of fire in this episode. I think the kids are calling it a fire episode. Yo, that episode was fire. Jonesy, that episode was so fire, bro. Yeah, it was pretty fire. It was one of the best Florida Friday episodes I've done in a long time, I think. For those of you who haven't listened to it yet, please dig back in. And if you've listened to it once, listen to it again. I mean, it's superb. Superb episode. Yeah, very proud of that. They're not all so great, guys. They're most of them are okay. Once in a while, we're great, and once in a while, pretty bad. But hey, we're doing it. We're in a closet. It's a one-man show. I don't know what more do you want here, guys. I don't have a whole team of writers working for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't have an editor. Got to do it myself. All right? I don't have a social media person. No interns want to work for me. Oh, you want to hire an intern? I'll be hanging out in a closet? Oh, that sounds like a great idea. If any of you want to be the intern, though, I mean, I can't pay you, but I mean, I could put you to work for sure. Could use some social media assistance. That stuff's so boring, posting on social media. I got to do it every day. Killing. Anyways, life could be way more difficult. Here I am complaining about that kind of stuff. I have it very good. I have a very good life. I live a very good life. What can I say? What can I say? I have a very simple life. I keep it simple. I don't have a lot of. I don't have a lot of material. I'm very anti-materialistic. Is that what you? Yeah, something like that. I don't have a lot of stuff. I just keep it simple, man. I eat simply. I live simply. I'm like a Buddhist monk. I'm just walking around barefoot, sitting on the floor. That's what I do. Where am I going with this? I don't know. I'm just rambling. I'm very caffeinated and stoned, so this is what you get. And anyways, I love you. Hope you're okay. If you're not okay, just send me an email. I'll try and cheer you up. funnyjones@gmail.com. Call the show, too, 646-450-2012. You might want to support me because you care. If you do, go to weirdafnews.com. That's the official website. weirdafnews.com. You can click on Buy Jonesy a Coffee or join the Patreon. You can do those things. It's pretty easy. And now you're supporting. You're a patron of the arts. Wouldn't you like to be a patron of the arts? That's how you get into heaven, guys. By donating to independent artists. I don't know if you're aware of this, but yeah, that's how you get into heaven. Everybody knows that. You're going to show up to the pearly gates in St. Peter's like, did you donate to any artists, independent artists that were struggling down there on the earth? And you're like, oh, yeah, I donated to Jonesy, the host of Weird AF News, struggling comedian in Los Angeles. Oh, and then the gates open. Do you like my sound effect of gates opening? They're a little rusty up there. Could you put some WD-40 on the gates, Peter? How about you put some WD? They're very noisy. They're squeaky in there. That was my impression of St. Peter's wife, who's annoyed by the noise the gate makes up there. Poor woman's got to sit next to the gates all day. You know, she's doing laundry, washing St. Peter's sandals. She got to listen to... Yeah, not only was that completely an insane thing to say, it's quite blasphemous. Quite blasphemous. I offended the Christians again. Jonesy, you've done it. You've done it, Peter. Peter. The gate's squeaky, Peter. I was trying to do the impression of that woman. What's her name? Peter's wife in the cartoon, Family Guy. Did I ever tell you guys the time that I was able to attend a script reading at the place where they write the Family Guy scripts, the writer's room? I got to go in the writer's room and listen to them read an episode, and they all do the characters. Oh my goodness, that was an amazing time. Yeah, you know, living in Hollywood for a few years, guys. You know, I've rubbed elbows with some peeps. You know, people have let me into their circle a little bit. It's never really led to anything. I'm still broke as hell, but that's okay. That's okay. We're just, you know, I get to say I was there. Were you in? Yeah, I was there. I was in Hollywood for a little while. You know. I got the scars to show it. I got the bank account to show it. You seen the rent prices here? You seen what it costs for a sandwich? That's why I'm against these loud families in the restaurants, because I don't know if you've been to a restaurant in Los Angeles, but yeah, unaffordable, completely unaffordable. I don't know what these prices, where they come from, but can't afford it. Don't eat out. Maybe once a month I eat out, maybe. Anyways, I'm rambling. It's the damn sativa, man. I tell you, it's the damn sativa.